let's imagine that you have a brother, okay? And he recently got a piece of furniture from IKEA. So he brings it home and he's putting it together and you're just watching him put together this piece of furniture. But after the first time he puts it together, he thinks that something doesn't look right. To you, it looks fine. But he thinks that something went wrong during the assembly and just something doesn't look right. So he takes it apart and puts it back together. Okay? And then now you think it doesn't look right. You think that it was correct the first time. Okay? Now, in a situation like this, if I were speaking in Korean, I would probably say something like 아니야, 처음에 했던 게 맞는 것 같아. 아니야, 처음에 했던 게 맞는 것 같아. Or 아니야, 처음에 했던 게 맞는 것 같아. Something like that, right? If I were saying this in English, of course there are a few ways to say this depending on how you want to make it sound, but normally, in most cases, I would probably say, I think you got it right the first time. I think you got it right the first time. I think you got it right the first time. Get something right. Get something right. Get it right is a very, very commonly used expression in everyday speech. Now, of course, in this context right here, get it right. Get something right basically means to do something correctly, to do something in the right way. But in a different context, it can have a slightly different meaning. For instance, let's say that you're on the phone with somebody and the other person is trying to give you their email address. Okay, so they spell it out for you, you write it down, and usually in a case like this, you want to read it back to them just so you can make sure that you've written down the correct address because, you know, over the phone, letters and numbers can easily be misunderstood. So as you are doing that, you might ask something like 제가 맞게 이해했나요? 맞게 알아들은 건가요? 제가 맞게 적었나요? Right? Of course, we can just say 맞나요? Right? Is that correct? Is it correct? But I often say, did I get it right? Did I get it right? Did I get it right? So your email address is 1234abcd@gmail.com. Did I get that right? Did I get it right? Did I get that right? Okay, so we've read the email address back to the other person, but it turns out that the domain name is correct, but the username is incorrect. Okay, so we wrote down the correct domain name, but the username was incorrect. Okay, now in a situation like this, we can say that we got the domain name correct, but we got the username wrong. Okay, so get it right and get it wrong. Okay, these are both used, but we don't only use it with the pronoun it. We can specify get what right and get what wrong. So in this case, we got the domain name right, but we got the username wrong. So if we are on the other end of this phone call, we can say, oh, you got the domain name right, but I think you got the username wrong. You got the domain name right, but you got the username wrong. Let me read it back to you. Another way this expression is often used is when we talk about problems or questions that have specific answers, like tests or quizzes. So, for example, if someone took a test and you want to ask them 몇 개 맞췄어? 몇 개 틀렸어? Right? So we can also say get something right, get something wrong. You can ask how many did you get wrong? How many did you get right? How many did you get wrong? How many did you get right? And when we answer those questions, we can also say, oh, I got all of them right. I got all of them wrong. Oh, I only got a few of them right. I only got a few right. Okay, so I just wanted to stop by this morning to show you this real quick. I hope I can see you soon in the next video.